Hey guys, Jessica Jones season 1 is the second Marvel Netflix series. It came out the same year as season 1 of Daredevil, just actually a few months after. So, you know, would have really sucked if Daredevil hadn't done well, because then they already have Jessica Jones coming out in, like, I think it was November. So it's one of those kind of funny things where you're just like, if it sucks, then you already got this other one coming out. But luckily Daredevil didn't suck, and also luckily neither did Jessica Jones. So let's talk about what this show is about. It's about this private investigator who has superpowers, Jessica Jones, and she has a traumatic past dealing with dealing with the fact that she was under the influence of a man with the ability to make people do whatever he wants them to do. Basically mind control. And so this series is this series is leading up to the Defenders, which drops in a few weeks, actually, I think now. Like 2 or 3 weeks. But, I'm going to talk about what I like about this series. The show, the story, the PTSD aspects of it that it addresses, including the fact that they actually do start a group for people who have been under the influence of this guy, and it's like a support group type thing, like you would get for like victims of abuse and other just things that would cause someone to have a post-traumatic stress type thing going on. And that is one of the best things I can that's one of the best things I can say about the show, is that it really does a good job of dealing with like PTSD and the effects of it, and how like Jessica, you see her like before and then after she meets this guy, and before she wasn't exactly like super happy, but she wasn't super depressed either. She was just, normal, like most normal people, good days and bad days. And then you see her after, and she's drunk all the time. She's mean to everyone. She's mad. And so it was just, that definitely helped make her a more sympathetic character when they show like before and after. And then, also, I think the actress's name is Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones herself. Really good performance. And then you have David Tennant as the villain of the series, Kilgrave. And, or in the comics, he's known as the Purple Man. I will say, he's one of the best villains that I think Marvel has had. He's not perfect by any means, but he is really good. Like, David Tennant's a good actor anyways, so I already knew he was going to be pretty good in the series, but I was shocked by how incredible he actually was. Like, just amazing. Because, he's a villain, but he's so charismatic and just, he has such a charisma that you find yourself kind of liking him. And that's incredible. One of my favorite things about villains is when they're able to be so charismatic that they kind of make you side with them just because they seem so just cool. And so that's definitely a plus. And the supporting cast is pretty good. You have her friend, I forget her friend's name, but she's pretty good. You have Carrie-Anne Moss from Memento and the Matrix movies as Jaren Hogarth, who actually does pop up later in Iron Fist. And she's really good in this, and, you know, I've been a fan of her since The Matrix. I haven't really seen her in anything else until I watched Memento finally, but, you know, it was cool to see her in something else, especially something recent that isn't the Bye Bye Man, because she's in the freaking Bye Bye Man. My God. Yeah. I guess if I was gonna say some negatives of this show, it's a little slow at times. There's a secondary antagonist that kind of just pops up near the. I mean, he shows up in like the first or second episode, but then he becomes the secondary antagonist near the end of the series, and it just kind of felt tacked on just because they didn't want to quite play their full hand with Kilgrave yet. They still had some stuff they wanted to do with him and, you know, kind of extend the show's runtime to be like 13 episodes. And I get that. I just personally think this character, while well set up as a you know, as a good guy character, him becoming this antagonist just kind of comes way out of left field, and I didn't enjoy that portion of the series that much. But otherwise, I did really enjoy this show. I mean, yeah, it's a little slow, I guess. Really, this show could have been 10 episodes, and it probably wouldn't have had as much filler going on. Probably would have been way cooler, or not cooler, but just a lot better, I think. But then there's the big thing I want to talk about, and I was saving this for a separate topic. In this show, we get introduced to Luke Cage, who, of course, got his own series last year? Yeah, I think it was like early last year, or maybe it was late last year. It was pretty recent, I know that, but yeah, he's great. I mean, honestly, you got Mike Coulter, who is an actor I have never heard of before this point, and I heard he got cast as Luke Cage in Jessica Jones season 1. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. They're already starting to kind of expand the Defenders, you know, the little universe. Because, of course, you know, the Netflix shows are all connected, but really all we had was Daredevil. And Daredevil didn't really do much to set up the universe at all. Like, really at all. And I get that, because that show was just meant to see if this would work. And then Jessica Jones kind of threw some more world-building stuff in there, because Daredevil already worked. And then, you know, Daredevil Season 2, they kind of threw in a few more little things to build the universe. Like, a lot more than Jessica Jones, because Jessica Jones mainly just... The only connection was the fact that Luke Cage plays a supporting role for a few episodes. And then, that's it. Whereas Daredevil Season 2, you have Punisher and Elektra in there. And so you definitely... It's definitely a good, you know, slow build to the Defenders, I guess. But yeah, I think Jessica Jones Season 1 is a really solid first season. I can't wait to see where they go with Season 2 and see if they can top Season 1, because that's one of the things I was worried about with Daredevil Season 2, was whether or not they would be able to top Season 1 or even be as good as Season 1. And fortunately it worked out for Daredevil, but that's different showrunners, different, you know, writers, stuff like that. So what works for Daredevil, like what Daredevil can do. If Daredevil can like accomplish a pretty amazing second season, Jessica Jones might not be able to so much, but either way, I'm excited. I can't wait to see the Defenders. I can't wait to see all these characters interact with each other for the first time. And yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna give Jessica Jones season 1 an A-. I do have little gripes here and there, but I do think it's a really solid first season. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think of Jessica Jones season 1 if you've seen it, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.